Good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Swagger Magazine's platform. What's going on? So, tonight, our guest is LaKisha Mosley, mental health advocate. LaKisha is a dynamic force in the event planning industry and a compassionate advocate for mental health. As the visionary behind the LM experience, she brings over a decade of expertise to crafting unforgettable events that not only elevate brands but transform the way they connect with their audiences. Her approach is a blend of innovation and passion, ensuring each experience is not just an event but a milestone. In the same spirit of making meaningful impacts, LaKisha leads My Mind is Your Business. My Mind is Your Business, a pioneering mental health collective. Here, she provides a nurturing, safe space focusing on the unique challenges faced by women entrepreneurs. Her advocacy is a testament to her belief in inclusive. Y'all see me, I'm tongue tied tonight. Inclusivity and the power of community support, balancing the art of event curation with the heart of mental health advocacy. LaKisha's work speaks to her multifaceted talent and dedication to making a difference. Whether through memorable gatherings or empowering conversation, her mission is to create spaces, where individuals can thrive, connect, and be heard. Everyone, welcome to Swaggers. What's going on? LaKisha Mosley. Good evening, sis. How are
Good
you?
evening. I'm fantastic. How are you?
Girl, I'm gonna say I'm doing okay because child, I'm sitting up here getting tongue tied because I'm having a slight toothache. And
Oh,
so I'm doing all right though.
yeah,
It
that
is
was
what it is.
fun.
Let me tell you, the show goes on.
Right.
The show goes on. So look, I was like, I had to reach out to see if you wanted to talk about it's so much going on this month.
Yeah,
May is mental health awareness month. It's also menstrual awareness month. We got
yeah,
a lot going on the month of May.
yeah,
Is Mother's Month because we have Mother's Day coming up this weekend. And so I was like, I need to bring her on so we can talk about everything that's going on.
yes, absolutely.
So my first question to you is, what personal or professional experiences inspired your commitment to mental wellness, particularly in business and leadership spaces?
I think what sparked it was, I tell this story all the time, our conversation initially during COVID, having that panel,
Hmm.
and then it just kind of sparked this interest. There have been issues of mental illness in my family that was never really
Hmm.
talked about nor
Hmm.
investigated. And so when I started to struggle with my mental health, it was like, okay, this doesn't
Hmm.
have to be. We don't have to have these struggles. We can actually have support systems and all these things.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
after my own breakdown in 2022, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
let's create this space because there wasn't a space for women entrepreneurs who struggled or wanted to prioritize their mental health. And so I was like, let me just create my own thing. I'll build my own
Hmm.
table and just invite people to
Hmm.
that. And so it really became a passion for me then because it was like, we need these resources. We need places,
Hmm.
spaces where women, not just women, but men, anyone can come and have space held for them when they're struggling.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that, because it's like I know this year things is a lot different with the conference this
Yeah.
year. And when I look at the title of the conference, My Mind is My Business. This is such a powerful title. What does that phrase mean to you?
So, as a business owner, we have to think about the pieces that go together when you are an owner. You're the CEO, you're the marketing person, you're the accountant. You know, sometimes you play attorney and you're not even supposed to. But we're all these pieces. So when you think of all those pieces, look at your body. If
Mm-hmm.
your mind doesn't function, nor will your business. And so
Right.
you have to think about it that way holistically. My mind is my business. That's the first thing I need to be taken care of. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
need to get these contracts. Yes, I need to take care of these clients. Yes, I need to do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am not taking care of my mind, my business is not going to suffice. It's not going to sustain. So I literally have to take care of this one piece first that
Mhm.
connects everything together.
Yeah. You know what? And you're totally right, because when I think about the conference, it is a major intersection of mental health, entrepreneurship, as well as community healing, right? Because you provide that safe space for people to be able to share the things that they're going through.
Yeah.
And it's not just for entrepreneurs, anybody can attend the conference. It's for
Right.
anybody who is ready to take the step to start making change in their life overall.
Yes.
And because I mean, it's like when sometimes we be in a place where we say we want to be healed, but we still not ready, because of different things that is going on,
Yeah.
and so that's what I love about my mind is my business because it provides a space for people who are in a place of I'm ready but not ready.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what I love about it. That's what I definitely love about this. And so why do you believe mental health should be at the forefront of conversations around entrepreneurship and leadership, especially for Black women?
So for us, first and foremost, we already come to the table with all kind of trauma and BS to begin with. There are a
Hmm.
lot of things we are fighting. When we walk in the room, we are an enemy. We are a weapon
Hmm.
to most
Hmm.
people. So when you
Hmm.
now let's add the nuances or the caveats of being an owner, of being a boss, of having to make
Hmm.
decisions, and all of
Hmm.
these things. Are we really ready? Do we have the right mindset? Because there's a mindset shift that has to happen if you go from corporate or 9 to 5 or whatever into
Hmm.
entrepreneurship. Now
Hmm.
you are all those things. And I know we
Hmm.
make jokes about, well, we complain about a 9 to 5, now we go to a
Hmm.
24/7, which we essentially do in a way. But you are responsible for so many pieces. And so I think a lot of times people really have to understand, are you mentally ready? Are you
Hmm.
mentally well to be an owner? Are you mentally well to be
Hmm.
in whatever space that you're in? Because mental health we all have. It's
Right.
when you don't take care of it that it can go to the other piece. So we
Hmm.
stay up all night. We
Hmm.
don't trust people, so we don't delegate. We
Hmm.
burn ourselves in the ground. We get bad deals, bad
Hmm.
contracts, bad clients, and then we
Hmm.
wonder why our money looking funny. Before you know it,
Girl.
you're faced with so many different things, and
Hmm.
now you're like, how did I get here? Did
Hmm.
I not take the mental fortitude to get ready to be an
Right.
owner? And so
Hmm.
to me, mental health should be the forefront of any conversation in
Hmm.
any industry for any business because your mind literally is your business. And if you
Hmm.
do not have your mindset, your mind, your mental, all of
Hmm.
that together, it's not gonna be sustainable. It's
Hmm.
gonna fall.
Mhm. And you know what? You're right. And that was one of the reasons why I started my outlet.
Mhm.
And I started my outlet back in 2019, 2018, 2019. I started my outlet because I saw, as an anger management specialist, I saw people spiraling out of control. And people was thinking like, oh, just because you have a business, they was thinking that, that they think having a business is easy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who told you that?
Seriously.
It's like you have to have so many levels, so many teams.
Yes.
It's not even funny. And being a solopreneur without having a team, yeah, that's a vibe within itself.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, a vibe that people don't understand. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? And it's just like, and you have to find ways to prioritize yourself
Yes.
in the interim. You know what I mean? As like it's not the same as having, like you said earlier, working a 9 to 5. This is
Right.
24/7.
Exactly.
It is so easy to not put yourself first.
So easy.
Hmm.
Like, I really don't think people understand how it's hard. Like people be lying to you on the gram and on Facebook about they lavish lifestyles. Yeah, they may be there now. But they didn't start out like that. You deep off in the trenches, and you really have to have the mental fortitude, and you have to have a tribe to help
Mm-hmm.
build this. It literally takes a village. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
do it by
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does take a village, and yes, they people lie all the time,
yourself. Exactly.
and they present these lavish lives, like you said, and we know it's not, that puts people into a whole, how can I put it? It changes their mental perception of themselves,
It does.
right? Because they start measuring themselves up to others
Yep.
instead of on what they can do and what they're doing, because everybody's business is different, and that's what people gotta understand.
Right.
So what can attendees expect from the 2025 conference on May the 16th to the 18th? Can
Oh,
you share some highlights?
yes. We are gonna have a time. Okay. So listen. Y'all better get y'all tickets because we ain't coming with no problem. Listen, last year the tornado tried to take us out.
Yes, it
So
did. Yes, it
tried
did.
to take us out.
A whole
We're not
tornado.
Yes, we're not having it this year. So
Hmm.
we are coming with something totally amazing. So we have
Hmm.
a VIP night only sponsored by yours truly, the Wellness
Hmm.
Center of Mindfulness. And I am excited because y'all, you gonna get to pamper yourself. We have some affirmations we're gonna do. We have some activities you're gonna do. You're gonna walk away with
Hmm.
some bath salts, and we're gonna give y'all all the tea because you need to show up. But it's going
Right.
to be a Lux experience Friday night, just a way
Hmm.
to unwind. There's no programming, y'all. We not doing no sessions, but
Hmm.
we are going to get you ready. We are going to get you conditioned for the space you're gonna be in on Saturday because we coming with the big guns on Saturday. We kick
Hmm.
off with some really heavy hitters. We're gonna be talking about grief. We're going to be
Hmm.
talking about how to redefine success. What does that look like? How do you define
Hmm.
success? Because it could be different from any different person, from any person. We're talking about
Right.
how to scale your business while navigating mental health challenges, hustling while healing. Like we're coming with the
Mm.
big guns, y'all. We are not playing. And of course, we have our men's panel. And it was very
Hmm.
important to bring this back, but to have a more robust conversation.
Right.
The theme this year is to be real, and we're talking about authenticity in
Hmm.
entrepreneurship and mental
Hmm.
health because we really have to start being real about what's happening with me as a business
Right.
owner. What's
Hmm.
going on with me? Am I operating? Am I performing? But am I well at the level that I need to be? Have I done
Hmm.
all the things that I need to do? The responsibility is on us. We just have to
Hmm.
make sure we're doing it. So we're bringing in the men to talk to us about how we can support them. Their panel is
Hmm.
faith, manhood, and mental health. A lot of times we don't equate mental health to manhood. It's almost taboo. Well, they're going to tell us how we can nurture them, how we can care for them, and some of the
Hmm.
things that they struggle with at being a part of this whole group of people that sometimes are very, I can say sometimes, most times are overlooked.
Right.
Most times
Hmm.
they are not cared for. And also gut and hormone health.
Hmm.
I've been talking all over the internet about the struggles I've had lately with my mental
Hmm.
health that was relative to hormones. Like
Right.
hormones all out of whack. Like I just need to go lay down, y'all. Like I
Hmm.
really need to go lay down and take a nap.
Hmm.
That's how bad my hormones are. So we're going
Right.
to talk about those things because they're not talked about enough. And when
Right.
most people think about mental health, they think about anxiety, depression, this. No, we
It's
got to
bigger than that.
talk about how do you survive in this world when if you're not the person who's struggling, but other people are struggling. How do you support them? How do you show up
Right.
for them? So
Right.
we got a lot going on. We have a photo booth, headshot station. How many of you entrepreneurs go places and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a cool concept. I saw this at an event and I was like, okay, I got to bring it to mine. Because most of us don't have any current headshots. I know I don't.
If I gotta see another selfie that's with a bathroom
Can we
background
talk
or
about it?
some other, like, that is not a
Can we
business photo, please.
at all? At all.
I ain't trying to be, look, I'm trying to be politically correct because you know how I get down, but
Exactly.
I gotta remember
Keep it real.
I'm on the swagger platform tonight.
Right.
I
Right.
ain't on mine.
Right. We got to keep
Where
it
I come
100.
at you
So,
next. I'm gonna be politically correct with that, but we
yes.
need people to be, be mindful
Right.
of what they're doing when they're taking their, their headshots and things like
Exactly.
that. We get it. That some, that finances is,
Right.
is quite unpredictable right now.
Right.
But there are professionals out there that can actually show you ways to
Like,
get to do your headshot and it
yes.
be on and popping
Right.
without you you know breaking the bank per se.
Right. Right. Exactly. So that's sponsored by Trade Creative. He's
Hmm.
going to take the headshots. I think the first one is free. If you want additional ones, it's a small charge, like I think $5. And I'm like, where in the
Oh
world
my
can you go get
gosh,
a
it
headshot
don't get
for
no
$5?
it don't get no
Y'all better get y'all behinds in the room. Like,
I know that's right,
for
like what
real.
we
And
doing.
yeah, we have some amazing people who are actually going to give our attendees things.
Hmm.
Focus Space is giving our attendees 1 month free of their platform. And it's really for people who have
Nice.
ADHD and they don't know how to focus when they're working. And it
Hmm.
gives them an amazing platform to be able to do that. I just inked a deal today with this meditation center here in Houston who's going to give everybody that attends a free class. Y'all, I was in
Girl,
there
you mean to
today.
tell
I
me
was in there
I'm
asleep.
missing
Do
out on
y'all
a
hear me?
free I'm missing out on this class?
No, you gonna whenever you come, you can get the class.
Girl,
Yes.
girl.
So they we brought the big guns this year, sis. You're an OG. You've been there from the inception in
From
2020.
and what year is this for us? Is this year 6?
Yes, because we
Because it
started in
actually
2020.
it started out virtually.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, let me tell you all, back when LaKisha started this in 2020, we was going hard. LaKisha was doing this every quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And she even went hard and we did two in one quarter
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's just like, and so to see how it has grown
Right.
from virtual to now in person,
Mhm.
and like I said, last year we had our one little hiccup with Mother Nature,
Yes.
but it still went off without a hitch.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now here we are, year 6,
Yes.
and things is moving just as smoothly. And it's like
Yes.
now, it's like things is, when I look at how things went last year and we look at the hotel that we selected and we was like, oh no, we're gonna go somewhere else, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And it was just like it was only God that put us where we was at for that event.
For that event.
And that hotel was very accommodating.
Yes.
I'm gonna shout them out, the Four Seasons. That's Four Seasons, right? Four
Four,
Seasons
four
Marriott.
points by Sheridan.
4 Points by Sheridan.
Mhm.
I don't know where I got Four Seasons from. 4 Points by Sheridan. All the numbers, all the letters and numbers running together. Four
Right.
Points by Sheridan, y'all. 4 Points by Sheridan.
Yeah.
Intercontinental Hope is
Yeah.
like near the hotel, near the airport,
Yeah.
everybody. And
Yeah.
they actually have a shuttle. Like when I was helping LaKisha with finding a location for this event last year in 2024, I was trying to be strategic with
Right.
finding something that provided a shuttle because LaKisha was like, no, 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 we need a shuttle. We
Yeah.
need this, we need that. And we was trying to
Breakfast.
make it so, yes, we needed breakfast, we needed a shuttle, we needed, so it was like
Yeah.
everything that we needed, the 4 Points by Sheridan Intercontinental Houston provided.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes, they
And
did.
the breakfast was phenomenal.
Yes.
Look, I loved it even the day of when we was leaving. They were so accommodating when everybody was checking out. Like they like had the breakfast wrapped. Oh, you want it wrapped? They
Yeah.
like wrapped everything up for us so that we could take it. And I think that was so sweet of them. And it's a plated breakfast, not a buffet. Now I don't
Right.
know, not so and
Yeah.
so I thought that was great as
Yeah.
well. Very good, very accommodating.
Yeah.
The shuttle was good as well.
Right.
It's just getting that timing and all that together. But for the most part, you know, they were very accommodating. And
Yes.
I'm sure this year they're being just as
Even more
accommodating as
so.
they was,
Yes, even
and
more so.
so
She was excited we came back and she said,
mhm,
I'm afraid you're gonna outgrow me. And I was like, Kelly, our goal is for this to really always be intimate. Because I really feel like
mhm,
healing can really only occur in intimacy. And so for me, my goal every year, you say, sis, how many we want? I say 50. I want 50 women in the room. That's all
Hmm.
I want is 50 women in the room.
Hmm.
And I think we're
Right.
very close to that. But I'm okay with, it being small and intimate because I really
Hmm.
feel like touching people in the way that y'all as speakers and supporters impact them, it
Hmm.
requires a level of intimacy that if this was huge and it was
They
hundreds
wouldn't
of
get it.
people, I don't think the impact would be the same.
Mm-mm, they wouldn't get it,
Yeah.
but it's like I look at a lot of people that I know that started off with small intimate events,
Yeah.
and I've seen them grow.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I look at those particular events, and I'm thinking of people that I know personally,
Right.
out of Philly that have done it, that have done these types of groups,
Mhm.
and it's only two that lasted.
Yeah.
And that was, only two that's lasted. And it was
Mhm.
like, and I was having a conversation with someone the other day about one of the women that has lasted, right?
Mhm.
And when we was talking about it, she's like, well, you know why she lasted? And I said, why? She said, Tyra, look at when she's doing it. And so when she initially started her conference, because I'm not going to call her name or anything, 'cause I don't want
Right.
everybody flooding her out, right? When she
Exactly.
initially started it, it was once a year, like
Mhm.
what we doing.
Mhm.
When it started growing, LaKisha, she did it every other year. So so now, because now her number has grown,
Yes.
right? She got a hotel as well,
Mhm.
same brand, not the same conglomerate, the Marriott conglomerate or whatever, right? But but she does it every other year.
Oh
So
wow.
now it's not taxing.
Yeah.
She opened it up to a certain number of folks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not stressful, it's not
Yeah.
taxing, and I get it.
Right.
I get it, and they said, oh, she upped the number. It was like 200 last year, 300 last year,
Yeah.
but you still got the intimacy because of the way she had the breakout rooms and everything
Mhm.
going.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
capped the rooms. And I said, well, that works.
Yeah. That's
I
true
said that
too. Yeah.
that works. That works.
Yeah.
Cap them rooms. So
Yep.
this way it works the way it should, you
Exactly.
know. But yeah, but I think,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, keeping it where it is,
Yeah.
but saying that to say when it does start getting to that level,
Right.
that's
We'll
when we
find
start
something. Trust me.
we'll find we're gonna probably still be there
Yeah.
because we're gonna need an overflow. But
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
be but being able to say, okay, you know what? I know what's best for me at this point.
Right.
When I see it growing like this, like I need to do,
Right.
like this particular individual did. Now my other friend, she popping every year.
Yeah.
She like every year, she like boom, boom. I'm only doing it once a year, doing it
Right.
at this time, bam, that's it.
Right.
And
Right.
I said, okay,
Exactly.
and I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I've been
know,
asked to take this on tour, and I'm like, hell no. No way. Not at this point.
I know I know we talked about it before. And the thing is, it can be it can become stressful.
Yes.
And the thing is, you are in a space of a healing space of relieving stress, not the
Right.
stress to your plate.
Not doing it.
you
Not
know?
doing it. Not doing it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm like, it would be different if, like I have connections in Atlanta, not like I used to. That would
Hmm.
probably be the first spot I would expand to.
Hmm.
But then again, I mean, with how we put this event together, you have to really be boots on the ground,
Yeah.
like in the space because it's very personal to us. It's not
Hmm.
something, yeah, we got spreadsheets and planning docs and all of that, but it's personal. It's very, very
Yes.
personal. We
Hmm.
used to handpick and then we started doing open calls, and I think we're going back to handpicking next year. Open calls are good, but sometimes you just have to weed out like
Hmm.
it's too much to weed
Now,
out
what the
people.
thing is, the bottom line is with hand picking is with hand selecting. We're not gonna say hand picking, hand selecting the speakers and things like that, right? Is being strategic
Right.
on what topics you want spoken
Exactly.
about
Exactly.
and and who's going to actually be in the room.
Right.
right? Because with selecting a speaker, when you just, put an open call out, it opens you up for everybody and anything,
Yeah.
and it's just like, and at
Yeah.
that point, it's like, ooh, do I want this? Because even when we was hosting the virtual conferences, and you and I would have debriefs,
Yeah.
we already know what we don't want. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Because there's certain things that, that we find that have to be, everything has to be just so,
Right.
and it's just, and so when it comes to this, I do realize, because even with, me doing the podcast and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
biggest, I have to be, girl, I was doing, when you see me on Instagram, I was
Yeah.
doing any old thing,
Yeah.
but it was just like now, being more strategic on the
Yes.
guests. You have to be selective on the guests, because before I was just like, no, we have to hear, everybody has a voice and everybody should be heard.
Right.
But the question is, do everybody want to hear them?
And what y'all talking about?
Right.
What
Because,
y'all
and,
Yeah.
and the thing is, and I think lately, especially in 2025, a lot of people have been, getting angry
Yeah.
and disgruntled when people don't believe what they believe.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a whole
It's a
thing.
whole thing.
And we sitting back twirling our thumbs like, child, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh, you say 2 + 2 = 5? Okay. I ain't even arguing with nobody this year. I don't care. If it ain't my sisters, my tribe, I don't even
Right.
care.
Right.
Like, seriously, it's just way too much. And I feel like, not that all topics are important, they are.
Right. They are.
The space we're in, it is
Mhm.
very important that you have the right people in
Yes.
the right places. And so,
Yes.
even last night when we had the live with the speakers, and it was Byron and Dara and Dr. B on there, and
Hmm.
like, I used to have the little thing up where it showed our workings. Like, it literally showed us, like, we list everybody who we wanted, and then we
Right.
go and read their bios, and we go and see what they do. And it's
I
like,
know.
it has to be strategic in how you put folks in here. It's like,
Hmm.
if you talking about one thing, but
Hmm.
the panel is about this, I can't have you. I'm sorry. I
Right.
can't.
Because we need everybody to be on the same page.
Yes.
Because at the
And
end of the day, it's all about the flow.
right. And because, this may be unpopular opinion, because we cater to and we identify with Black women or women of
Hmm.
color, I have to put certain people
Hmm.
on this panel, on this
Okay.
show, on this event. I
Hmm.
can't, some people may get upset about that, but you can't
Hmm.
speak to our experience. We did that one year and we was like, no, not ever again. Will we?
Right. I mean, right. And that's because it just depends on, again, the demographic.
Right,
The
right.
demographic of what
And I don't speak
you.
to all demographics. I speak
Hmm.
specifically Black women. If
Hmm.
you happen to not be and you show up, I'm gonna treat you the same way, just as well.
Right. But
However,
just know exactly.
are indicative to us, to
Right.
our struggles.
Right. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like so funny because when you look at, our other counterparts that are other races, a lot of them are experiencing, at least now in 2025,
Mhm.
right? Women are experiencing
Right.
the experiences that we was experiencing anyway.
Yeah.
Now they just now feeling it,
Right.
and it's just like now they're in a place of what do I do?
Yeah. Figure it
You
out.
know?
Read a book.
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
Do what we've been doing.
Mhm.
Do what we've been doing all this
Yeah.
time. We,
Yeah.
and it's not to be ugly. Like, honestly, y'all, I
Mm.
don't want y'all to feel like, oh my gosh, she's a mental health activist. She feels like that. No, it's really
Mm-mm.
us. We're at a space where we're tired of holding everybody up. It's time for us to really collaborate and connect with each
Mm-hmm.
other,
Right.
and do so on a level
Hmm.
that is authentic and that's
Yes.
real, and how we band
Hmm.
together. We formed a whole
Hmm.
entire group called Elite Eight. All we do is collaborate and connect each other with other
Hmm.
people. If I meet
Right.
with somebody and I think it's fit for the group, I'll be like, hey, y'all, this what this person do. You need to connect with them. And they take it
Hmm.
from there. It's all
Yep.
about connections and collaborations.
Right.
And we
And
have to do that.
we definitely have to do that because if we don't, we won't grow.
Exactly. It's
You know,
so
how do we
important to
expect to
our
grow if we don't collaborate?
right. It's so important to your ecosystem to be
It
able
is.
to have, other people. It's probably not anything that someone can ask me that I don't have somebody for.
Right.
Van reached out to me the other day and was like, "Hey, you know somebody in finance? Sure. Where you want me to send the information?
Mm-hmm.
Just be a
Yep.
resource,
Mm-hmm.
for people. And especially now, you asking for a finance person. Let me go find you one if I don't know
Mm-hmm.
one, because you definitely need it with the way cuts and the
That's
foolishness
way
going on with that circus. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, you
Yeah.
have to be
You
connected.
you definitely got to be connected.
Yeah.
So, what kind of transformations or breakthroughs have past conference attendees shared with you?
So most of them have shared that it's a lot of things that y'all as speakers have shared with them that they didn't even know. Things about their bodies, things about their mind,
Mm-hmm.
how the mind body connection works is what I get a lot of. I get a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people saying, I didn't know that eating A, B, and C could affect my mental health. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that if I go take this test
Mm-hmm.
to measure my mental wellness, that it could
Mm-hmm.
really put me on a good path. So a lot
Mm-hmm.
of them feel like they walk away with um, real time
Mm-hmm.
advice, strategies that they can start before they even
Okay.
leave the room. They
Right.
don't feel like, how you go to some of these and it's rah 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 and you feel good in the moment, and then when you get home,
Mm-hmm.
like, wait, what just happened? What
Right.
was going on? They leave
Mm-hmm.
the room prepared to do what needs to be done. We've seen a lot of them now have podcasts or featuring on
Mm-hmm.
each other's podcasts and articles. Like, they've really grown from the inception of what we created to now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I may not be fully well, but now I have a therapist.
Right.
Now
Okay.
I have a coach
Mm-hmm.
that's helping me, because sometimes we don't want to say we go see a therapist, we go see a coach. Baby, call it what you
Oh
want.
yeah.
We just want you to
Mm-hmm.
go get the help that you need. Um,
Right.
but a lot of them love the connections that they have with y'all, because y'all don't come in the room like, oh, I'm the speaker. Oh, I'm the
Mm-hmm.
speaker. Y'all come in the room and y'all, like anybody else, y'all go sit next to whoever's sitting right here and you
Right.
have a conversation. So a lot of them really
Mm-hmm.
love the connection piece
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
well, because these are people, most of them have admired y'all from afar for years, and now
Mm-hmm.
they get to be in the room with you.
Right.
I think is really the icing on the cake for them.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, how do you see the "My Mind is My Business" movement growing in the future?
Oh my gosh. I think with adding Mind Your Business, which is the community that we have, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
really going to help the brand grow. I think it's going to bring a lot more visibility. I don't ever see it big. And I think that's because in my mind, I'm like, I want to keep it small. I want to keep it small.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what God has in store. I do
Right.
see it going back to multiple days like we were doing at first. Because y'all, we were doing this for 3 days. We are
Yes.
combining 3 days worth of content into really one day.
One day. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's over. Because it's over on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so we're really
Mm-hmm.
combining 3 days into one day. I do see it going to multiple days, like maybe a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Sunday. I
Mm-hmm.
do see awards coming into place where we're honoring and recognizing people who are doing work in this field, who are
Mm-hmm.
making change with youth mental health, veterans mental health,
Mm-hmm.
just all of those things. I
Mm-hmm.
do see that being
Mm-hmm.
um really something that I really want to aim to. I don't ever see it being a tour, but I don't
Okay.
know. That's definitely something that I put before y'all as my personal board of directors. Like, what do y'all think? And y'all in the audience, I don't do anything without talking to this elite group of women. I
Mm-hmm.
really lean on them a lot about, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think
Mm-hmm.
about that? And y'all
Right.
give really great advice about, now that's too much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all have no bars on saying what it is.
It's just, you know what, the bottom line is, we seeing so many things happen. I think each of us collectively,
Right,
that it's to the point where if we can avoid something happening that would be detrimental to the brand,
right.
let's nip it in the bud early on.
Right.
because we seen the potentials. Not saying what happened to others and their
Right.
brands will happen to you, but when we see that it might be and could be a potential risk, we, I think everybody goes into that mommy mood, because our business
Yes.
is our baby, and it's just like, oh no, don't do it,
Yes.
don't do it, don't do it, because we seen
Right.
where this ends up, so we
Exactly.
don't do that for this. So,
Right. And we're not surface friends. We're
mm,
people who know each other. We done cried, cussed, fussed,
mhm,
got on each other. Tyra done told me
mhm.
10 times, girl, go take that down. That post is not what represents you. Go take that post down. So we know each other on a level where
Mhm.
we got each other's phone numbers. We know each other, so we know based
We've
off.
seen each other outside of the virtual
Yes,
platform. Like
yes,
we've been in each other's company
exactly, and that's the
outside of
difference.
social media.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
we have to say that because a lot of people still, believe it or not, a lot of people still operating just in these virtual platforms.
They
And
are.
I'm not saying you don't have, I ain't saying y'all ain't got friends or nothing, but I'm saying, I mean,
Where
as
they
one of
at
my,
though is
you
the question. I'm just
as
saying.
my friend said, one of my girlfriends said today, she said, "Girl, I'm outside. We just outside." And I
They
was,
be teasing me about that. You outside, girl?
so wait a minute. She told me, she go, "I lost 2024." I said, "I don't know how you lost 2024 because you was outside in 2024." And she go, "I didn't feel like I was. I'm outside now." I laughed so hard, Lakeisha. I just said,
Girl.
"Girl, you was all outside. You was all wide
Yes.
outdoors. What are you talking?"
Yes. I mean, sometimes outdoors
So
be costing too much. It
it,
be
yeah, outdoors cost you
ridiculous.
peace of mind. It costs it could cost you happiness. It can cost a whole lot of stuff.
Exactly.
We just
Exactly.
gotta, oh my gosh, we gotta keep it in perspective.
Yes.
So how can people support or get involved with the conference either as an attendee or a sponsor or a partner?
Oh my gosh, good question. So we still got tickets. Y'all better get these tickets because baby, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what other surprises we got. But anyway, you can go to www.mymindismybusiness.com and get
Mm-hmm.
information on sponsorship, how to partner. Even we're looking for volunteers to help for a day of. Purchase your ticket. If you want to sponsor a ticket for someone, you definitely can do that. We have some amazing sponsors this year. So we have, of course, your company. We have Trey Creative. We have Michelle B and Co. That is sponsoring Byron Duncan, B Duncan Photography. Like we have some amazing sponsors that are bringing some great things. So to be amongst a great group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our speakers are authors. So some of them are bringing their books and their stuff with them. So you really
Mm-hmm.
get to get connected with them. So tap in. Either hit us up on the website, DM me. I'm DM friendly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the request section, you might not get a response. But I'm trying to do better with checking it. I'm trying to do better.
You said I'm trying to do better. I
Yes.
understand because it's like sometimes with them DMs, it's like, you know,
Yes.
it's like sometimes we get ratchery in them.
I'm like, no, I don't want to date you.
I
No.
don't, I don't want to know you. Don't want to talk to you. Just stay away from me. Like we good over
We
here.
good. We good over
Hmm.
here. Yes.
And so, what's one affirmation or message you want everyone that's listening tonight to take with them?
Oh my gosh, that you are enough. You are worthy of all things great, and you
Hmm.
will always get what you deserve. Always.
Mm, awesome. I love it. LaKisha, this has been an amazing interview this
Thank you.
evening. Discussing My Mind is My Business. Y'all, the conference is going to be held in Houston, Texas at the Four Point Sheridan, May 16th through the 18th. Make sure you get your tickets now, now, now. They're posted on my platform, it's posted on LaKisha's platform. And one last question. Tell us what the swagger mean to you. I know you've done a lot of stuff with Swagger. What does
Yeah.
Swagger mean to you?
Now I'm a Swagger fan, y'all. Listen.
You a Swagger groupie?
Swagger was down with your girl when I had 0 followers. When I was just starting out, Swagger was down with your girl when they could have very easily been like, girl, you ain't got no platform, what we sharing? So I'm always
Mhm,
down with Swagger. But to me, Swagger is the essence of who you are. It's how you
mhm,
show up, how you carry
mhm,
yourself, but also how do you affect other people?
mhm,
What does your
mhm.
Swagger give off to other people?
Mm, I love that. I love that. And it's like so funny because I constantly say, I got fine Swagger. They just showed up on my feet. And I've been like, rocking with them ever since.
Yes, yes, yes. I
But
love
it
it.
was I'm gonna say it was the best pop up.
Yes, because some of them you be like, where you come from and can you go back? Like, stay off my feed. But I love
Yes,
Fancy and Jarmel. Always have taken care of me.
yes.
I am a
Mhm.
huge fan.
Yes, I know that's right. We are Swagger groupies.
Yes.
And we saying that with love, not no stalker stuff.
Yeah, not no stalker
We
stuff.
gotta clear that up.
Yes, not no stalker stuff, y'all. We
Not no
good.
stalker
Don't
stuff.
worry, Fancy and Jarmel. We ain't gonna stalk y'all.
We
We love y'all. That's what it is.
we love y'all to pieces, that's for sure. Well, this was an awesome interview. I wish you much success next weekend and much continued success because because I know you, right? And I know you already getting them dates together for 2026
I already
right
got.
now because I know we booking that hotel
Yes,
next week
yes,
for the next year.
yes.
And so getting that locked in. And
Yes.
so I just want to thank you for the opportunity to always work with you. You are an amazing friend, amazing sister friend.
Thank you.
Love you to love you, love you, love you to pieces. And I
Yes.
want to thank you for letting me have the honor to interview you this evening for your event.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Swagger Magazine, for this opportunity to come on and interview my bestie on
Yeah.
what's going on this evening. And we want you all to have an amazing, amazing weekend. For those who are mothers, happy Mother's Day. And have a good evening. Thank you all for joining myself, Dr. Tyra Gardner, and LaKisha Mosley on What's Going On. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Bye, y'all.